Imagine turning a plain PowerPoint slide into a fully interactive course in just a few clicks. Today, we're exploring iSpring Suite, the tool that aims to do just that. By the end of this video, you'll see how iSpring handles quizzes, role-playing scenarios, and even an AI assistant. So you can decide if it's your next go-to e-learning authoring tool. Hey there, my name is Ricky, and I'm finishing my master's in educational technology and instructional design, and I'm using the iSpring Suite to finish my capstone project. Can iSpring cover my needs? Can it cover yours? Full disclosure, iSpring is sponsoring this video, but all the opinions here are my own. Let's go ahead and check it out. The iSpring Suite brings a lot of features to the table. Among them, SCORM and xAPI compatibility, video lectures, multiple quiz types, realistic roleplay scenarios, quick interaction creation, an asset library, and a lot more, all of which work right alongside PowerPoint, and some of these features are even standalone. Let's start with interactions. Interactions are clickable elements such as step-by-step guides, tabs, hotspots, and timelines. What you do is plug in your content and iSpring will take care of hooking up the interactivity for you. There are a lot of different types you can use to engage the user, all with minimal effort on the course developer's behalf. There's also role-playing scenarios, and they let the learner practice simulated conversations in a safe environment, guiding users through choosing the most direct, impactful phrasing when talking with executives, colleagues, or customers. Notice the dialogue blocks laid out in a branching tree. Each choice leads to a different response path. These are set by the training developer, and it adapts based on the user's selection. You can even record your own voice or use a built-in text-to-speech engine to bring characters to life. I found that the text-to-speech quality varied at first, but with a bit of trial and error, I uncovered a few voices that sounded surprisingly natural. Now, admittedly, this specific scenario may not be the most complex use case, but iSpring provides a rich library of roleplay templates that you can customize for sales pitches, customer support, or leadership coaching. Of course, we can't forget about the workhorse, quizzes. They're your go-to tool for checking knowledge retention. Pick from multiple choice, true or false, matching, sequencing, drag and drop. There's a lot out here for you. And I haven't even gotten to use all of them yet. You can configure instant feedback, showing learners the correct answer right away, or set graded feedback that appears after they submit. You can even limit the number of attempts to keep things challenging. For me, quizzes have been a core feature. They're intuitive for beginners, yet powerful enough to use throughout the entire course. As a course creator, you know that a picture can paint 1,000 words, and every module can tap into iSpring's content library. The library can save you a lot of time. Choose from characters with dozens of emotional expressions, high-quality backgrounds, icons, and objects to keep a consistent look and feel across your course. You get 100 downloads per day, but in my experience, I never even came close to that limit. While not a core focus, iSpring Suite does offer some built-in audio and video editing. It handles basics, so it's not going to be Premiere Pro or Adobe Audition, but it by far outperforms PowerPoint's defaults. For audio editing, you can trim, you can have some minor noise reduction, so it's better than nothing. Plus, these foundational skills are going to transfer easily over to more advanced editors when you're ready to step up your game. You can even time your voiceover narration precisely with each slide, something PowerPoint's native tools simply can't match. This feature is a standout for me, and I know that I'm going to be leaning on it heavily as I finalize my course. And a lot of these audio or video options are also available in quizzes and role plays, so you're not just stuck in the main PowerPoint with these. Let's talk user experience. Now, I'm sure you've noticed throughout this review, the interface feels a lot like PowerPoint and Microsoft Office, and you'll likely recognize the familiar layout immediately. What does this mean for you? Well, a minimal learning curve. There are some small quirks like inconsistencies with symbols, such as line spacing had a comma instead of a period. I think this is due to localization. Here in America, we would use a period, and maybe overseas they'd use a comma. And there's some features like seeing a form view versus what the user is going to see, and those are usually in quizzes or interactions, but those are minor hurdles, and once you get used to them, you're going to be flying in no time. Now, previewing and publishing courses is pretty dead simple. There's a play button to preview what you have, and you can see, oh, maybe a transition didn't quite work, or the timing's off. I love this feature. It's very easy to use. And this works with role-playing or with quizzes, you name it, it's there. And publishing is pretty straightforward. You can publish locally to your own computer. There's an option to even go to YouTube or a different LMS, or even iSpring. Now, I'm having issues with iSpring right now, so there's a manual option that's in the docs. Always go to the docs. Now, you know I couldn't just gloss over support and documentation, seeing how my own course is about documentation. When you open up an app, there is usually a tutorial right there at the homepage that appears as soon as you open the tool, and the help menu opens up directly to the documentation. There's even an AI chatbot that's available for some quick questions. This is handy for some simple issues, though I still prefer the organized depth of written docs, complete with images and step-by-step walkthroughs. I even chatted with some support reps via the website. No generic bot responses here. I felt like I was actually talking to real people, and they provided targeted resources with the questions that I asked. Now, one of my main gripes here is when I searched online, the docs weren't obvious to find. They were very easy to find though through the help dropdown on the iSpring ribbon that takes you straight there. However, that's not exactly intuitive for me. I wish I could just search it up. The guides themselves though are excellent. Plus, iSpring's YouTube channel features tutorials and webinars to complement the written help. Great for visual learners. So how hard is it to get this software up and running? Well, if you're a Windows user, you basically download it, run the executable, and you're on your way. If you're a Mac user, well, things are a little bit different. Bottom line, currently there's no native Mac OS support. Cue the sad trombone. Okay, wait. Yes, there is an actual way to use this with Mac if you have some of the older chips with Intel. However, going forward with all the Apple Silicon, that's not really an option. I just need to clarify, it's there in the documentation on screen. All right, let's get back to it. Now, that doesn't mean that Mac owners are cut off. You can still run iSpring Suite in a Windows virtual machine. What does that mean? Basically, you can run a virtual computer inside your computer. There are two options that I tested: UTM, which is free, but runs a bit laggy and requires a little bit of setup. So if you're not technically savvy, this can be a significant hurdle. And Parallels. Now, this is the way to go. I didn't experience any lag and made use of all my Mac's hardware and is very easy to set up. However, it does require a paid subscription, but I think it's worth it if you're using it for professional use. Which brings us to one of the most anticipated things when talking about different softwares, and that is pricing and value. Compared to other e-learning tools, which often start around $1,000 or more, iSpring Suite's pricing is refreshingly accessible. For freelancers, plans can start at $490 a year for standard and $690 a year for the Max Suite. Students and educators can enjoy similar discounts at $470 and $670 respectively, and business license begin at $770 a year, as of recording, of course. Now, these rates make iSpring particularly attractive if you're budget conscious or just starting out, without sacrificing key features. To recap here, iSpring Suite offers an efficient, feature-rich way to convert your existing PowerPoint content into engaging e-learning, without a steep learning curve. Its intuitive interactions, robust quiz options, and flexible content library make it a pretty versatile choice. Whether you're a freelancer crafting small courses or an instructional designer building enterprise-level training. Sure, there are a few rough edges. Mac compatibility requires a VM, but the overall value proposition is strong. The bottom line, if you're already using PowerPoint and need a fast, scalable way to add interactivity, iSpring Suite should be at the top of your list. And to be honest, it's just a great piece of software in general. It has all the core pieces you need to make some engaging courses. Thanks for watching. If you found this review helpful, let me know with a like or a comment. And if you'd like to watch more from me, YouTube thinks that you'll like this video. Until next time, happy course building.